Hello my friends and welcome to my second video. Today we are going to take a look at how to implement ShadCn in your application. What is ShadCn actually, how to use ShadCn, and why is it better than some things like Bootstrap, for example. So let's dive right in. I have an application set it up here, simple next.js application with some auth, nothing special at the moment, but we're going to implement ShadCn in here now. But yeah, let's take a look at what ShadCn is actually. It is a component library. I can show that to you here. Wait a second. It is a component library. It's looking like that. So you have all kind of components here, which you can use to make your process as a developer even faster as it is at the moment. So now we're installing ShadCn. This is actually not the easiest thing, but it's really, you can do it very fast. So the first command we're going to type in is that thing here, npx ShadCn UI latest init. This is initializing the ShadCn project. It will ask you a few questions, you have to answer them. So which style would you like to use? You can stick with default or New York. Yeah, if you want to see the difference, you can take a look at the website at the themes tag, and there you can say customize and you can switch between default and New York. And basically there's not much difference. New York is a little bit decent, a little bit smaller things, but it's not much of a difference. So you can stick with default, you can stick with New York. It really doesn't matter at the first. Just find what you're looking for. And then you can specify, in the next step we will specify colors. So you have sync, slate, stone, gray, neutral. This is all, they are all different type of gray tones, and it's really up to you what you like. So we're going to stick with New York. I think that's a new approach. And yeah, that are the colors I mentioned some seconds ago. And I would say we will stick with, what did I like? I like sync, I think. So would you like to use CSS variables for colors? I would say yes. If you don't want that, then stick to no, and we go with yes. And it's initializing it's initializing the project. And you can see on the left there is a couple of things coming into the application. So of course package.json is updated with some packages. Tailwind, we have a Tailwind config ts, and inside of that they have some newer things. I think it's maybe the accordion things here which have changed. I'm not really sure. Maybe some colors also. And we have this components.json where it's telling where the components that we are downloading should live. And now we already have ShadCn into our application, so we can start using it. So yeah, basically that's already it. So we are already finished with implementing it. And what we can do now is go into the documentation, say components, and we have here on the left side a big list of components from ShadCn. For example, one of the most used things is the button. So we can just go into the button, say copy, and install that button with the command npx ShadCn UI latest add button. So it's always this and then the component you want to install. For example, button for me now here. Now it says done, but where is your button? You can find your button at components UI button.tsx. And this is the place where every component you download with ShadCn or every ShadCn component you're using is placed. So I'm installing another one. For example, let's say the new chart component. I've actually never used that one. So we can just say, okay, install that. You always need that install command, add chart, for example, here. And then we can say, okay, yeah, let's just take one of these charts, for example, this here. And we can just switch into the code, copy it, and use it now. So how are we going to do that? I will make a quick test site for that purpose. With a page.tsx, you should know how to do it. We just call it test page, for example. And first thing I want to show you is the button we have. I make this a fragment, and we have this button from ShadCn. You see add components UI button, so you need to implement it with an enter. And yeah, Copilot is doing great. Copilot is not doing great, okay. So we say click me, for example, and closing that one here. And now we have a ShadCn button. Let's take a look at how this one is looking. We're starting the application and taking a dive into localhost 3000 and welcome at DevHub. But where's our button? We need to navigate to /test. And here we go. But I mean, it's not placed very well, but styling is not the purpose of this video. So yeah, this is a ShadCn button. It has a nice hover animation. It has a black color. You can always transform those things. For example, on the button you have something called variant, where you have the possibility to choose one of them here. For example, destructive, I think this will be a red one. Yes, and you have something like ghost, which is then just a very, very simple type of button. You really can't see it. And yes. So yeah, how to actually use this library now. You have all your components here. You go to button. You say, oh yeah, I like how this is looking. You can change themes here a little bit. You can click this. You can see the code of it. You can see how to download it. You can also see what types you can do with it. So for example, I showed you the variant thing on the buttons. So you have all these variants here now: primary, secondary, destructive, outline, ghost. And if you like one, you always can say, oh, you show me the code, and you can just copy and paste it here. And that's how you work with component libraries like ShadCn, which is very handy. It is very fast, and yeah. So we also installed the chart library, and we want to take a look at this one now. Yeah, it's actually a whole component, so I'm deleting everything and implementing that one. So it's a client component. We have some chart data, we have a chart config, and we have this component, which is just using the chart container. When you want to take a look what this is, you can always, and that's a big nice thing. So you have this UI folder and you have the chart inside of there. So you also have the button, and we actually have the card. We doesn't install the card, but I think it's coming with the chart. So some things are coupled there. And now he's crying about that this is not default. So we're fixing this, and our application now should have a nice chart. And there we go. It looks very, very nice. It's very easy. You can play with that around. You have a lot of possibilities. You can change colors very easy. You can also have nice hover animations. You can really dive deep into it, but this video is not specific about the chart thing. It's very new, it's very nice. Take a look at it. Why is ShadCn now a better thing than, for example, let's say Bootstrap? It's easy because Bootstrap is like a hard-coded thing. You always see, okay, that is Bootstrap. And I don't want to say that it's not the case with ShadCn. If I take a look at some applications today, I see, okay, they're using ShadCn. But the nice thing, the nice possibility you have with ShadCn is that you have the code. You can customize the code. It's not like Bootstrap where you type in btn and you don't know what this is doing, and you can't jump into it and go to, I don't know, line 13 and change everything. It's not possible. But with ShadCn and component libraries in general, it is. You host the code. So if you don't like the button, or if you want a new variant, let's say test variant, then you can do it. You can just customize things here completely and say, okay, I want BG red -200 for that one. And then you have it. You have your BG test 300 here, your test button, for example. And this is so handy, so easy, so nice. You can host all your code. You have the whole responsibility for everything. You're not just giving it away and hoping that everything goes well. And that's the nice and good approach of ShadCn. And the reason why a lot of component libraries today build actually on top of ShadCn, because ShadCn is doing it so well. So yeah, that was actually already the whole tutorial. We learned how to use ShadCn, how to install it first, what it is, and why it is better than some other approaches which are now a little bit antique and old approaches. So if you like that video, show that to me with a like, with a subscription, with a bell, I don't know. That was actually my second video, so maybe it's not the best now, but I'm trying to make it better every week. And yeah, I hope you liked it. Have a nice week and bye bye.